don't need permission to dance, but you also don't need permission to read. I hope you're reading a lot. And I'm Mrs. Huber, if you don't know me. I am one of your teachers here at Flex, and I'm so excited to be here with Miss Bailey, another teacher at Flex, and our special guest of the day, Mark Richardson, who is our teen librarian from the Cedar Mill Community Library, and he's here to talk about all things library and books. Hi, Mark.
Hi. Thanks for having me. I just wanted to talk to you guys about some library resources and share some of the new books that have showed up at the library recently. So I'm going to go ahead and share my screen a little bit here. Can you guys see that?
Yes, you are good.
Okay. So here we go. My name is Mark Richardson. This is my email, markr@wccls.org, and I'm the Teen Services Librarian at the Bethany and Cedar Mill Libraries. The main thing I want to talk to you about is the WCCLS Student Learning Card. And if you've been a student in the Beaverton School District for over a year, you have one of these cards, unless some other things happen, and I'll tell you about those. The physical card looks like this. And with this card, you will get a number, and you can check out 5 physical books or audiobooks at any Washington County library. You can also check out 15 ebooks or e-audiobooks in the WCCLS.org website. There are no late fees assigned with any books that you check out, but you are responsible for lost or damaged books. And this number will give you access to online live homework help, streaming videos, ebooks, and lots more. You can add the number to your Sora account, which I'm going to show you how to do here in just a second. So that adds to the number of books you can check out when you're in Sora. Your card number is the letters BSD and then your student ID. So if you don't think you have one, you probably do, but if you have trouble accessing it, one of 2 things could be happening. You may have a full library card already, and in that case, you didn't get a student learning card, or you may have an electronic card, which you can get on the WCCLS website. And if you got that before we issued these cards, you have that type of card instead of this type of card. So if you have any of those type of issues, feel free to email me. I'll help you work it out, and I'm happy to do that. That being said, this is how I have a teen library council that meets, and one of them did a video for me on how to add your number to your Sora account. So I'm going to play this short video. There's no sound, and it goes pretty fast, but I'll talk you through it. All right, so here's what Sora looks like when you get in there. You can say it's Beaverton School District. You sign in, you can say which grade you're in. And then it will show you some books to check out. And here you can add a second library card. So you go to that place on the right there, type in Washington County Cooperative Library System, and select that, type in your card number, and then you will add Washington County to the number of books that you see. And then you can switch back and forth between the 2 environments, but it gives you more things you can check out. So that's a pretty neat way to access more books in Sora. Let me go to the next slide here. There are some other things you can do at WCCLS.org. If you know what the resource is you're looking for, we have a bunch of them. You can go to the research tab on the website, click A to Z, and then look for that resource. If you don't know what you're looking for, you just kind of have a need, it might be useful to click on the homework help tab where things are organized by subject. But there's one I wanted to really mention, and it's called Brain Fuse. So if you go to B and select Brain Fuse, it will take you there, and it looks sort of like this. That's the logo for Brain Fuse.
So once you log in, you have to create an account with your library card. You can see in the upper right there, it says English. You can also switch back and forth between Spanish and French. So if you want the whole site to be in Spanish, you can click up there and do that. And then the really interesting, useful thing in Brain Fuse is the live tutoring. So if you see under expert help there, you click on live tutoring, and there is somebody available from 1 to 10 every day who will help you with your homework. So if it's math, they've got a math expert who can jump on and help you with math. If it's something else, you will be routed into social studies or language arts or something like that, and you can pick that when you go in there. The other useful thing is the writing lab. You can submit a piece of writing, and then they should turn around by the next day and send it back to you with some comments. So that's really useful. And then in the skill surfer section, there should be tests prep. So if you were practicing for the SATs or the AP tests, or you just want to practice some different math lessons, there's lots of stuff in there that can help you with practice of different kinds. So BrainFuse is super helpful resource that you have with the WCCLS card. Another really useful resource is called Learning Express, and similar to BrainFuse, it has useful tutorials and practice tests. If you go under Prepare for College, it's got SAT prep or ACT prep. So there's lots of good things in Learning Express as well. So use your card for that. Just to tell you a little bit about what the libraries offer teens. I'm sure a lot of you use the Beaverton Library, or some of you use Cedar Mill and Bethany. These are the links to both of our websites and what we offer for teens, so you can check those. Mostly what we have for teens are events. Over the last couple of years, most of them have been virtual. We have take and make kits that you can pick up every month. We have volunteering. We both Beaverton and Cedar Mill have teen councils. Our application process opens in May. I'm not sure when Beaverton's does, but sometime during the year. You can see a picture of our teen council from a couple years ago here. We have contests. I know the Beaverton Library is doing a teen art submission right now. I think that closes in a week or so you should check out their website for that. And then we both have newsletters that will tell you what upcoming events there are for teens as well. So check out either of those websites for what's happening for teens. One thing I wanted to tell everybody about that just got announced is we have a mock prints workshop coming up. This is on Saturday, January 22nd. And the last couple of years it's been virtual, and it will be again this year. And what this is from 1 to 5 on that Saturday. A bunch of librarians and a bunch of teens will meet and talk about some of the best reviewed teen books of the year. So we've got our first 4 selections that are listed there this year. And it's really great to have teens show up to this event. The Prince Award is something that is an award that's given out every year to the best young adult book. And so we like to get together and talk about some of the best books of the year and see if we can figure out what the best book is. I think we've only picked the best book once in the last 10 years that we've been doing this. So it's kind of hard to do, but it's interesting to read the books and discuss them. So if you like reading books and talking about books, it's great to have teens participate. So you do need to be willing to read the books, or at least part of them, and then spend the afternoon talking with other teens and adults about it. But it's really great to hear what teens think about these books since they're written for you. If you are interested in signing up, I put the link in there, and I'll also send it to your teachers, and they can share it with you as well. But that's a really cool event that comes up in January every year. That is the extent of this part, so I'm going to stop sharing. And if we have time, I can talk about some books that we have at the library.
Yes, I want to hear some good books too. I'm so excited about those resources too. Thank you for sharing them.
Oh, sure.
And I love that, because those are resources that are not, especially for our students, most of whom are at the high school level starting their homework when I go to bed at night. It's really helpful that there are other places that they can go for support. I really appreciate that.
Yeah, for sure. BrainFuse is a good resource. So I really love telling people about that one. All right. Well, I'm going to talk about some of teen books from this year that we've gotten at the library. And so I'm just going to hold them up, and hopefully that you can see them. I have my background blurred, but I'll do my best. Okay. So one of the first books I want to talk about is Firekeepers Daughter. And this was a great read this year. This is one of the books that we're going to talk about at the mock prints. And it is by Angeline Boulay. It's about Donis. She's a 19-year-old who just graduated high school. And she kind of lives in two worlds. One of them is, put it down here for a minute. One of them is the world she grew up in, and then she's also a part member of the Ojibwe tribe in Michigan. And so she's kind of torn between both worlds. So she's kind of excited about getting a fresh start at college, but then tragedy strikes her family and friends, and she decides that she needs to stay around and help solve a particular mystery. And she's very knowledgeable about chemistry, but also knowledgeable about Ojibwe traditional medicine. So she uses both of those skills to help her kind of solve what's going on in her community. This is a great book about a strong female character who's learning about herself. And it's also a really interesting look at the Ojibwe nation and who gets to be a part of that culture, especially when you're part white and part Ojibwe. So this is soon to be a Netflix show. So it's definitely got some backing behind it. So that's Firekeepers Daughter. Definitely look for that one. Another one that just came out that is interesting to me is this one's called, it's really blurring out. This one's called Summer in the City of Roses by Michelle Ruiz-Keel. And it is about a brother and sister, Or and If, and they're separated by their father one summer in Portland while their mother is away at an artist retreat. So they both grow and change under the stress of being apart. As they investigate their city, they meet exciting new people and find adventure at every turn. So this one's inspired by some grim fairy tales, one called Ephesia and the other Brothers and Sisters. So if you're interested in reading a fairy tale retelling of some of those stories set in our own backyard, this would be the book for you. I'm really interested in this one. So take a look for that. This one's a couple years old. It's called The Disasters, and it's a science fiction tale about Max Hall. Now, he doesn't always make good choices, but he is a good pilot. He doesn't make it long in the elite Ellis Station Academy, but while he's there getting rejected, the academy gets attacked, and he and three other rejects barely escape. Now, these misfits know they're bound to get blamed for this attack, so they set out a plan, and they plan a dangerous heist in the hopes of getting the truth out and clearing their names and maybe even saving the universe while they're at it. So that one's called The Disasters, kind of a fun science fiction romp. Another one that came out last year, it's called The Latsaway, and it is by Darcy Littlebadger. Now, Alatsaway, she lives in a slightly different America where magic and legends have added power. And the power that Alatsaway has is that she can raise the ghosts of the dead animals around her. And when a family member is murdered, she's able to use this power to find out what happened and lift the veil of deception in the small town that she has grown up in called Willoughby. So if you like ghost stories and stories with animals that follow people around, this would be a good one for you. That's called Alatsaway. Next one is Time Will Tell. This is by Barry Lyga. And I don't know if any of you have heard about time capsules, but in this book, 4 teens dig up a time capsule that their parents buried in 1986. And I don't know if you guys know about time capsules, but there are different trinkets in there. There's a mixtape, some toys from the period, and other things. But what they didn't expect to find was a bloodstained knife and the note, "I'm sorry, I didn't mean to kill anyone." Now, these 4 have uncovered a mystery, and it's one that will uncover their parents' secrets. And, maybe even one of their parents is a murderer. So lots of intense drama in this one. If you like mysteries and that sort of thing, this would be a good one for you. Another kind of spooky tale just came out. This one's called The Taking of Jake Livingston by Ryan Douglas. Jake lives in 2 worlds, a working class, diverse neighborhood, and an elite prep school that he goes to, where he's the only Black student. But he's also a part of a 3rd world that nobody knows about, is that he can see ghosts. So this hasn't been a big deal until he got to high school. but the ghost of a vengeful, angry, violent former student targets Jake, and things get even tricky for him at that point. So that's The Taking of Jake Livingston. Another really well-reviewed book this year is called Last Night at Telegraph Club. And this is by Melinda Lowe. This is about 17-year-old Lily Yu, who knows she's different, but it's not until she and Kathleen Miller go to the Telegraph Club that she understands what love is. This is set in America in 1954, and it's not a safe place for two girls to fall in love, especially in Chinatown. Though the Red Scare paranoia threatens her family with deportation, even though her father fought hard to become a citizen, Lily and Kath will risk everything for what they have together. So again, really well-reviewed book this year. And then this one just came out. It's so new. I couldn't even check it out from the library for you guys. I had to go borrow my daughter's version, who she just bought it. And this one's by Jiren J. Zhao. And this is set in a future Wuxia, which is another name for China, where teenage girls are paired with male pilots to power mecha-sized chrysalises. But unfortunately, this kills them when they do that. So the mechas are needed to fight the alien invaders, though. When Zetian signs up to avenge her sister's death, the battle claims the life of a male pilot, and she is dubbed the Iron Widow, a rare female pilot who can sacrifice the boys to power the chrysalises. So she gets paired with the strongest male pilot and sets out to learn why the pilot system is so intent on destroying young girls' lives. An exciting debut from Jiren. So those are the novels that I brought. I also brought some graphic novels because I heard that some of you guys like those. I've got a couple of manga titles, and some folks at the library are big manga readers, so they told me these are ones that I should talk to you guys about. This one's called Satako and Nada, and I'll hold that closer to my face. Looks like that works. And this is about a tale of friendship between two roommates. One's a Japanese woman and her Muslim roommate. Set in Japan, or actually Japanese student studying in America. Sorry about that. And I flipped through it. It looks like they're vignettes and they're told. Each page is a separate story. So it's like different comics. It's not necessarily a whole story being told, but different experiences that these friends have. But really, really fun and nice, and a way for two cultures to understand each other. Nice story being told there. Another one that kind of the title says it all is called With a Dog and a Cat, Every Day is Fun. That's true. That's a true statement, I'm sure. Lots of fun hijinks in this one. So take a look for that. Another one. So I'm going to switch to graphic novels from manga here. This one's called Ever After. And it is by Olivia Vuig. And this is kind of a post-apocalyptic tale, if you guys are interested in that. It's about Vivi and Eva. They're travelers in a country filled with the undead. So survivors live behind barricades, but when Vivi and Eva's train breaks down between safe zones, the two have to learn to team up and make their way back to safety, even while dealing with grief, because some of their family members died, and also one of them has a big secret. So that's Ever After. Now, one of the things I've been doing when I've been buying for the library is I'm trying to get a wide variety of stories from different cultures. And this graphic novel just came out. I'm kind of excited about it. It is called Jalia. That's how you pronounce it, even though it's spelled with some other letters. And it's by Juni Ba. This is inspired by West African folklore, and it tells the story of Prince Mansour and the royal storyteller Awa as they journey to confront the mysterious wizard Sumaro, whose power once destroyed the world. So the art in this looks kind of like Cartoon Network. So I'm sure it'll be very familiar to you when you look at this, but told from a West African point of view. This is also a new one just came out called The Dire Days of Willow Manor. Really fun cartoony style on this one. It's by Shannon Garrity. And it's about Haley. Now, Haley rescues a drowning man in a river, but when she jumps in the river, it takes her through a portal to Willow. Now, Willow looks like the setting to her favorite Gothic romances, but it turns out to be a pocket universe that is protecting our own, and it is failing. Can Haley become the heroine that our world needs? Find out in this. This one is one I read that I really liked. This one's called Delicates. It is the sequel to Sheets. And Sheets was about Marjorie and her dealing with her mom's recent death and running the laundromat that her family owns, and also coming to terms with the fact that there are ghosts in her laundromat. Now, Delicates is the follow-up to that. And Marjorie's found that she's been accepted by the in crowd at school now. So that's different for her. But there's a new girl, Eliza, who comes to town, and she's being ostracized for being different in her own way. So Marjorie has to grapple with whether to befriend her, and even though it might risk her new social status. This is a thoughtful look at loneliness and feeling like no one sees you, and also friendship. So this is a really good one. I recommend that. A couple more. There's one called The Last Witch that we just got. The artwork's really fun looking in this. It's by Connor McCreary. When Shirsa and her brother are captured by the town witch, nothing goes the way they think it will, and Shirsa will discover the truth about the mysterious mark on her shoulder and embrace her secret magical powers. So, like I said, this is fun artwork. Definitely take a look at that if you're a fan of good art. And then finally, I wanted to talk about Hawkeye. I know there's a lot of Marvel fans out there, and the new Hawkeye miniseries is coming, and it's going to introduce Kate Bishop. So if you want to learn more about Kate Bishop, this is a great series from a couple years ago by Kelly Thompson that shows her starting up her own detective agency in Los Angeles and doing her superheroing there while she's being a detective. Very funny, but action-packed too. It's fun to see the art when depicting archers and how they see things differently than the rest of the world. So if you want to find out about the new Marvel series coming out, this would be a good one to check out. If you come into our libraries for any of these books, we got lots of book lists too. Mystery and horror ones are out now. So there you go. Those are all the new things that I could grab that I thought were interesting. I hope you guys come into the library and check some of them out, or check them out in Sora or on the Washington County website.
Thank you, Mark. I actually just put a Lots Away on hold for myself. I'm so excited. Thank you.
Awesome.
Yeah, so we really appreciate you being here. And like Mark said earlier, if you have questions about the public library, he is the place to go. If you have questions about our Beaverton library, you can contact Ms. Bailey or myself, and we would love to help you. Thank you.
Yeah, absolutely. Love to hear from you guys.
All right, everybody. Bye.